Welcome back here to Canton, Massachusetts. JWHL Canton weekend starting to roll to a close. We got a U19 matchup next up, and Stanstead College will win the draw. They're taking on the Philly Junior Flyers. Stanstead left to right in this opening period, and the Junior Flyers are going from right to left. Stanstead's the guests, and the Junior Flyers are the home team for this one. Stanstead's out there in the red tops. Got the white numbers and white letters. Junior Flyers, the white tops, a little bit of orange to them. They got the black numbers, black letters, and a little bit of orange bar as they head off for their first change behind those letters. Shipped on over to this near side. And now Lauren X shoots it in and heads to the bench. Stanstead's led by head coach Bernie Pime, and Philly led by Chris Bauer. Towards center, trying to scoop that one up. Story McGonigal. And now recovered. Labonte mishandles it along the boards and feeds it around. LaForge trying to get out of the zone. Quick hustling, Stanstead over center. Flies on in. It's their captain and Tremblay, who went down through the left wing circle. And now we get a whistle. And we're going to get a hooking call just a minute 9 in. So an early penalty going to come on McGonigal. And Junior Flyers are going to be shorthanded. So Stanstead will get the power play. Chip side to side here out inside the zone. Again, the penalty was hooking. Tremblay hits off the leg, trying to get out of the zone. That rides the sidewall, coming out of the zone. LaVoy back to chase it. Pampelon squeaks in over the blue line. Drop feed behind her. Tremblay weaving to the middle. Fed off. Back and forth passing action. Chenier. Now the shot rips over the bar. Chase down Zoe Charlin. A little give and go. Down to 1:05 left on the McGonigal penalty. On snapper. Hits a leg. And that won't go on goal. Starting in net, Ashlyn Mahoney for the Junior Flyers today. As this one will come down the length of the ice sheet. Ava D'Alessandro in net for Stanstead College this morning. 45 seconds left, and then McGonigal will be free. A little bit too far for Kesha Zenin, who's had a pretty impressive weekend. Fannin on this one, trying to drub it to the middle. Zenin near side, inside the zone, and chips off the pads. Goes to the far side wall. We're back down in behind the goal line. Gets it out to Blue. On net, ripped wide. That one drilled on goal and can't get it home. Cut into the net. That one kicks away. So penalty has come to an end. McGonigal's out of the box. We're back at 5-on-5. Laying down, that one wouldn't go. Trying that wraparound. D'Alessandro is ready for anything that would come her way. Bank back across center. Swerving in comes McGuire, and D'Alessandro knocked it aside. We do have a delayed penalty call coming up. On the wall, down, weaving through the circle, cuts to the middle, trying to come on goal, lays down, kicks off the pads. In the box for Stanstead is Julia Sharpie. And here's a short-handed chin, Zenon driving the net, and knocked it off. She was able to put it in, but not going to be enough. So, no goal. Would have been a pretty good short-handed chance there. Checking on Mahoney and making sure she's all right. Poster being locked back on the mooring. So draw will come right side of Mahoney. 15:25 to go, period number 1. On the goal line, Stewart with a quick hustle, leaves it through center. Crossing the line. Juliana Sano can't get anything net front. Here comes Stanstead, quickly hustling up ice. Tremblay into the zone, fed to the middle. Sano backhanded, crossing center. Downs will get over the blue line. Lost possession there. Bounces aside. There's a rush coming the other way for Charlin and dumps it in. Stanstead's going to make a switch. 1:03 to go under PK. Rudder over the blue line, comes towards center, gets over the stripe. Over the blue line and held on to. 14:39 to go. Face off. Comes towards center, a little back and forth. Schneider, chip to her right side. Up ice, set in front. Ali Federal stretched to Sano. Launched across center all the way down. Say they got tipped, so no icing. Quick ups, here comes Stanstead. Crosses the center stripe over the line. Here comes LeBrecq, and what a stop. Mahoney comes up big. So penalties ended as well. We're back to 5-on-5. And that rims off the bar. So, nice chance, and it's going to come all the way down the ice for an icing. Quick hustle into the offensive zone and drag down. Couldn't rip a shot off. Gonna get a whistle. So another penalty call coming up. A trip call. So off in the box here for Philly, Bryn McGuire. Stanstead's on the second power play in the early going to this one. From the high slot, ripped over. Tremblay gets to knot on the doorstep. Now we Chenier. It's kicked onto the skate. Quick weave in, gonna feed it across. Won't have a good shot on goal. Tremblay circles, high slot, right wing side. Fed on over the shoots, hits the shoulder. Good look there for Chenier. Into a minute and 30 to go. Top, Penelope Lavoie ripped down to the corner. Rudder behind the goal. Gonna go all the way out through neutral. Rolling up the left wing side, that one dropped backwards. Tasha Zenin will get over the red line. Over blue now, beyond the right side circle. Zenin was looking on goal. After top, Chenier drifts right. Tremblay shoots, and gonna go out of play. 49 seconds left on the penalty. And it was a trip call to McGuire, who sits in the box for Philadelphia. So into the offensive zone is Stanstead College. Catches Zenin. Take this one against Annabelle Strasser. Back and forth action. Now the line ripped wide. That hits the boards and can come all the way down the ice sheet. Zenin hits off McGonigal. Put out through center, now into the zone. That trickles through the slot all the way to the far side. Out to the blue line, long hand over hand. Zenin trying to feed something and rips off the crossbar out of play. So a little bit too much muscle there from Stringer. And now Stanstead going to make a change with the action back at 5-on-5, 10:48 to go. Behind the net, McGonigal tracks it along the wall. Cranks something up the middle and they get frozen. Came free though. Ashley Mahoney got ran into earlier on in this period, but still holding up steady. Along the wall, this one's going to come loose. And kick that out towards the blue line. Now again, McGonigal cuts up across center. Tremblay will cut to the middle, that'll flip the twig, roll all the way back down in. And that's an icing. 10:03 to go. So face off right side of the goal. Quickly one to the wall. Rudder was trying to center something to give Philly a chance there, but instead, here comes Charlin, breaking over the blue line, backside left wing, dropped off and ripped too far. Far side wall, tipped back on over, LaForge towards the net, picked off up the gut, couldn't find Rudder as it settled in neutral ice. From a hot chip, Robertson was there. A little bit too much to handle. LaForge just wide. Labonte has been really involved there in front of the net as well for Stanstead, ripping a couple shots here early. Stanstead's pretty good at driving the net, pretty good at working the wall. They won a lot of 50-50 pucks and frozen. So Mahoney able to stop the play right there. Face-off, left side of the net. Another face-off win. Penelope Lavoie trying to jam it in. Lavoie chats it backwards, doesn't clip the twig. Julia Sharpie leaves it right back in. Stanstead coming on goal, and Mahoney steers to the side. And charges up ice, Lydia Celius. Now over the blue line, lost at center. Filtered up on past Chenier. Gets Celius there in the corner with 8:33 to go. Put up top and picked. Reed Snyder shot off the boards, now in deep. Bouncer comes out towards the blue line. Skendel crash, not going to have a chance. And Mahoney continuing to really stand her ground. Drilled shot wide right. Crossing center, this one swung in all the way down. Philly able to make a change. Fedorov heading Empire. Down to 7:45 to go, period number 1 in an oral hockey game. John go quick jab in, can't get it out of the zone. Had to go scoop this one in the corner, and there's a hit. We will get a penalty call coming up there in the slot area. Be a high stick. So Maylee LaForge, the 2026 Dartmouth commit, heading off to the box. Power play here for Philadelphia. Swatted down to the zone. Downs trying to settle the puck. Sano, is this one let her a bit too far? Came up off the top of the half wall. Graff putting it back to the defensive ice. Coming the other way, and that one takes a bounce, finding Jillian Sano. Downs again, gets over the blue line, and they're going to be offside. Coming into the zone. Sano takes the straw. Good stringer, and Sano able to win it. Downs, weaves towards the middle. Pulls up high slap. That'll chink escape. Rides up off the top of the half wall all the way down. Downs is chasing. Stanstead able to make a switch. Rudder over the blue line. Martinez came behind Sano's skates. Looked like she wanted to go off for the change. She stays out though. And now is going to head off as Philly reloads. From the Stanstead bench. Sent all the way in deep by Lavoie, and now she'll step off as well as they finally complete their change. 43 to go on their kill. High stick call on LaForge as she's still in the box. Crossing center, been a pretty good hockey game so far. As again, we're still scoreless. Trombley cutting over center. Pulls up at the blue line, and now whipped in. There's the C on her sweater for Stanstead. Thompson cuts over the red line. Needs some red in front of her. Ship side. Played up ice. And we get a whistle. Face off in the offensive zone here for Philly. Andrea Strasser lost that one. That'll be pulled off the wall. Out of the box. Penalty expires. And we are back at 5-on-5. Stewart tracks that one down along the wall. Rolls through neutral all the way back down. Flying into the zone. Tremblay the quick weave and ripped that one too far. Stewart again crosses blue. Going to get over center. Goes all the way down to the right of the cage. Sliced that past McGonigal skates. Now again stirs. Meeting the wall. Avoid behind the net. Brennan. Trying to get out of the zone. Tremblay. Being dragged at. Comes to the goal. What a save. Mahoney comes up clutch. Back around center. And about Brennan going to have possession. Put up to Utz. She gets over the blue line, leaves to the high slot. Now a chance, kicked aside by Mahoney. Rudder as it winds the wall. Big wind up, and that'll hit the net. Towards the goal and skip it around, not a chance. Hanging out in neutral territory. There's Emily Labonte. Brennan races this one down near side, trying to float it cross ice. Downs, quick break beyond the left wing, and she'll miss. Freed up out of there by Brennan once more. She'll cut up through the circle. Over the line, going to get over blue, backside right wing. Out through neutral, so we're going to be waved off. Asher out to the blue line is again the spinorama from Cummins. Touch free on the right side of the cage. The team for the next matchup coming up on this rink already here. It's going to be a 12 p.m. start between Stanstead and the Junior Flyers in the 16U bracket. So 3 17-minute period for you. And Jake Baskin will have the call. A little back and forth action. Charlin on goal in the middle. LaForge gets broken up. Rudder will come into the zone, flying, and there's a stop. Pretty routine one for De Alessandro. 107 seconds to go. Here, period number 1. Then don't go anywhere. We're going to take just about a minute's break, and then we'll start period number 2. Will pop off the boards. It's centered and can't jam it in. Quick hustle. We'll try to get over center stripe once more. Donegal tracks this one back down with 80 seconds left. Push that score. Julia Sharpie from deep. And it is 1-0 Stanstead. So Julius Sharpie able to find the spot and not miss. 1-0 is the lead. Sano trying to get this one loose at center. Subtract that down along the far wall. Sano right on top of this puck. Bring it across the center line. Break it on goal. And not a chance. That'll chink the boards. Held back up across the blue line. Cross at center, slides all the way down. 35 seconds. Far side corner. Kept in there. And working the wall, not a chance. Now he went through neutral ice. Big elbow getting laid. Here comes Philly into the zone. Sub 10 left. Going wall pulling up. Downs couldn't drill the shot. Stanstead in possession. That's going to end the first right there. Julius Sharpie, a point shot from just inside the blue line. And score will be 1-0 Stanstead after one. Second period in 60 seconds. Here after a break. Period number 2 from Canton. Philadelphia and Stanstead. It's a 1-0 score. Favor of Stanstead College. If you just dropped by to join us, and what a time to be alive here on a Sunday. Christmas later this week. Good hockey all weekend long, and more good hockey to come later this season as the JWHL far from over. We'll be playing into March. All these weekend tourneys, always a good time. Played at Lake Placid, played at Utica. There was one other spot. As that'll come off the pads. But now here at Canton, and still got a Minnesota weekend later on, as that's an icing. 19:27 to go. So we're going to have an offensive zone face-off. That one two. And can't get that to go. It's free off the boards. Wedged up ice. Trying to find a shot, nothing's there. There's a chance. Ripped wide. Bashed off the board, so going to roll out through neutral territory all the way down. And whistle will come. 18:06. So this face off, 1-0 on the boards and shipped in deep. Played up on ahead, and here they come. Off the walls to no, trying to garner the edge there. Pushed across the center stripe, and against the no, turn on her heels. 1-0 Stanstead scored. Julia Sharpie with the goal. Timeline was 18:45 of the first. Kiedis backs out of the right wing circle, not going to have that lane to the net. Tries to wrap around, it came through the slot. Freed off the boards, and now again the backhand. Going to ride out of play. Ava Wendt was trying to find a way to get out of the zone, but instead we're going to see a offensive zone draw here on the Philly end. This one gets one. That one hits the boards, and now trying to come on goal again. Little hit. Back across center. Grennan will track this one down. 16:52 left. Comes off the wall. Again across center. Nothing there. Hits the boards. And now we get a whistle. So face off, come to center ice. Little battle. Stewart can't hold her edge. Cross and blue, going to get over the center stripe again. And there's a trip. Face off out here in the neutral zone. The forwards missed it over the net. That'll come free and gets tracked down for her. Towards the net to drag and steered away. Ripped wide. And Mahoney been using all their gear. Out to the point. And trickles off to the corner. There's a hit. Nothing there up top. Now again a quick scramble, the drag, and that's picked. Chance wide. Vegas throws a body. Drifting around at the blue line, side. Now the chip, drum leg, it's denied. High slap to chance again, and Mahoney. 2 good saves in a row. Working the corner boards, wrapped up top. We can't get that through. Vixelius was going to try there. Hesitate to hop towards the line. Picked off the far wall and trying to settle that down. Zoe Charland on the boards. Tremblay tries, and it swung a bit too far. Stanstead forced to retreat out of the zone. Tremblay has it diced away. Again, going to cross the center stripe. Stanstead back to retreat, and they're making a couple of changes. So's Philly. Behind the net. Well, side. That gets kicked down. Sharpie was back there. That's the lone goal on the board so far in this game. Sano going to pick that off. Stanstead going to go under possession back behind their own net. Snyder trying to rip it deep. Over cross check call covered up. Going to be on Sano. Philly will be shorthanded. So again, Jillian Sano off to the box for 2 minutes. And we'll have an offensive zone face-off here for Stanstead College on their power play. Ball traced back down to the blue line. LaForge sent it out high slide. Then in, and they had a beauty of a chance. But good clear there from Philly. It was Ella Rutter all the way down the ice. Circle in the cage, Labonte. Hanging around at center ice, LaForge. Labonte works the wall. Brennan, left wing side. That comes off the right pad. LaForge. Brennan. Labonte going to try. Nope, they'll go to Brennan again. Rutter can't quite clear the zone. And that's going to be held on to. 12:30 to go. After this period comes to a close, we will get an intermission. Be for about 12 minutes or so. On net, and that's ripped a bit too high. Thrown up ice, that gets picked. Tremblay, bit too short. Then they circle, bit too short. Allen scrambled up off the glass. Sano's ready to get out. Now we get a whistle, and it looks like we got a cross-check call. Stewart got flattened out. And so just like that, after their power play in, Stanstead now going to head to the penalty kill. So pretty errant penalty. Can't be taking those kind of calls. Penelope Lavoie right in front of the box, and the official was standing right there. You knew he wouldn't miss it. So 1-0 lead, and Stanstead now has to kill this off. Stringer, is this one going to be slid up ice all the way down? First one to it, Tressa Thompson. Up the far wall. Downs will get over the red line. Breaks into the zone 4-on-2. Sano. Towards the net. That gets broken up. And Stringer blocked that one. Hits the wall. Thompson can't settle it down. She'll be forced to track it back down out of the zone. Minute 20 to go. Thompson behind the goal line. Cuts up through the circle. Stewart will track this one down. And can't quite drill it. Cross it through the zone. Charlotte LeBrecq couldn't drill the shot. We're approaching the midway point of this game. Sano breaks over the blue line. Waits and can't get that. Now they'll try once more. The net's off. So we get the whistles. 37 to go on the PK for Stanstead. So they're locking that net back on, making sure it's good to go. Dritzelli is back beyond the left side circle. Pushed on over is again the weight. Dritzelli is back beyond the left wing. Got blocked on the way through. Down Martinez trying to spring up. There's Rudder circling far side. We'll circle the cage. Drills it off the left pipe. With some speed, here comes Tremblay getting over center. Tremblay will come to the goal all alone. It scores! It's 2-0 Stanstead. The Wisconsin commit gets it done. Time on it will be 10:26. And it will be an even strength goal as the penalty in seconds before it expired. Sharpie played up the wall. And what a glove stop. Puck's being shared around really well on the Stanstead side. Off the draw, that one gets one back. Martinez turns around. One launched through center. Here comes Tremblay breaking over center into the zone. Backside left wing, dragging the net. Tremblay, and there's a stop. Backside left wing, that'll come to the net. And gonna get frozen up. Drag it through the circle. That hits the leg. McGonigal trying to track that down along the far boards. Tie up 2-on-2. Up ice, going to cross the line into the zone. A little bit of giddy up there. And off the pads again, the try won't go. Stanstead, the shot, hits the shoulder. Riley Martinez. There's McGonigal. We'll break in 3-on-2. There's a shot block. Philly the other way. Martinez over center. Lost the edge here. Defensive ice. Slow little dribbler. And now Zenin will have some open space. 7:37 to go. To the net. Zenin goes down. Rudder moseying up the ice. Going to break over center. 3-on-2 zone entry. Rudder. A little bit too much stick movement. Deflects over the cage. Down to 7:20 to go. Period number 2. 2-0 lead for Stanstead. Sharpe and Tremblay have the 2 goals. Rudder over the blue line. And that swings over the net. Crossing center. This one elevated. Now going to get swatted. Celius to Sano. Race up on the forward check. Again, comes free in the air. 6:50 to go. Up towards the ceiling. Thompson towards the center line. That's Celius high slot. And that steered up off the shoulder. Cross at center. Barbosta committed to Connecticut College. Backhanded out to the point. It's getting a little give and go action past the left side. The reset button and neutral. Here comes Tremblay, backside right wing, trying to drag, and lays down on the ice. Here's Sano up through the air, hits the glass, going to come all the way down and be an icing. So 5:32 to go, period number 2. It will be in the offensive zone. Draw will be left side of the net. Quickly out at the blue line, trying to force that one forward. Behind the goal line, played side side. Tracked down, and here goes the backhand towards the line. There's a hit. And now we're getting a whistle for a call. Julius Sharpe taking a minor. That's Celius off the draw win. It's Philly trying to set something up, get back in this hockey game before the intermission. Celius has played forward. Swung out of the zone, and they'll go back and retreat. Celius trying to glide ahead. Left over the blue line gently. Looks like we're getting another call. And good song choice after the fact. Then with a lot, I had some help. So it'll be cross-check. Penelope Lavoie heading off as well. So her and Julia Sharpe in the box. Minute 20 of 5-on-3 time. to the Junior Flyers. Oh, and 1 out to the point. Cubs net front and spun around. Downs fed over to the right side circle. Minute 5, and it's 1 too far. That's loose by Alessandro. She'll fix it. Downs waits down the left wing circle. 55 to go. Downs is feed it back and forth. Downs shipped into the circle. Stewart clipped that. 3:48 to go. To the middle, that gets broken up. Downs waits at the blue line. We get a whistle. We get a trip call. So that's going to end the 5-on-3 right there. Not a good penalty to take. But nonetheless, 4-on-3 hockey. Face off in the offensive zone here for Stanstead. Cranked up off the glass, ridden down the ice sheet, and that's an icing. That pops off the boards and coming ahead, gets over the center strike. Jetselius able to hang tall. That's whipped over the net. And going to get a whistle. .314 left on the clock. I want to be one back in the zone. Force fed, hits the shoulder. Lost it up to the air, takes bounces, match it. Going to cut up over center. With the air now rolling back, hits the shoulder. Match it in their own zone. Anderson tracks that one back down. That'll come free along the boards. 35 on Stewart's penalty. And Sano trying to have a chance short-handed. She gets tripped up from behind her, the penalty. They're loving every second of this. Going to put the puck at center ice and give a penalty shot to Sano. So they say that she would have had a primo chance, but nonetheless, 2:08 on the board in period 2. Sano's been amongst the elite goal scorers. The Franklin Pierce committal away. Has 6 in JWHL play this season. She'll get the puck at center. Going to break over the blue line up the gut. Cuts to the far side. High slot. Goes forehand, back in forehand. Again, it gets stuffed. Oh, my goodness. Sano with a beautiful move, but can't deliver. Quick conversation going on between Bernie Pine and our officials. One discussion going on out there for the Junior Flyers. Faced off to the right of D'Alessandro. So after the penalty shot, little events, coaches want some answer, but now we keep at it. Stewart, 18 seconds left on her minor. Still sitting down, comfy there in the box. Gets to her feet. Now finally. High slap, Tremblay gets saved. Mahoney really good net today. Tremblay cuts left. Now the deep wind up. Trickles wide left. One angle around. Tremblay tracks it. Left it out deep. One gets freed up. Tremblay to the middle. And that's blocked off a lane. Coming out over blue. It's the top of the boards. Now up ice. There's a trip. Bounce to the middle and get a whistle for a cross check. So Flyers are going to be shorthanded. Minute 5 to go till our intermission here in Canton. It's Went to sit. Quick drop. It trickles out. Then and back and forth. Then going to try once more. Slid a bit too far. That's a whip shot over the net. Then they're trying to sit up here. The drag and a shallow goal. It's LaForge. And it's 3-0. So 3 different goal scorers in this game for Stanstead College. And they'll win another face-off. Chipped off the boards and now settle back up and elevated over center. Heavy Blue tracked that one down. Now 18 seconds to go. So now dicing that one towards the blue line. Held off the wall on net, and there's a stop. And almost went through Mahoney's legs, but got a whistle too. .5 seconds to end this period out. Face-off taken to the corner boards, and that's going to do it. Period 2's in the butts. It is 3-0 Stanstead. They add goals from Tremblay and LaForge in the second. We'll hit the intermission. Third period ahead after a break here on JWHL YouTube. Third period of action here from Canton, Mass. Glad you're with us on JWHL YouTube. 3-0 your score in favor of Stanstead College, and they control the draw back for this final period of action on a Sunday. Well, getting to the afternoon hours, so we'll say afternoon. Stanstead traveling from left to right here for this final period, and Philly's going from right to left. They took a little bit of time coming out here for period number 3. Junior Flyers finally got back to their bench. Is this one going to be slice free? If you missed the scoring earlier on, 18:45 of the first, Sharpie drilling in a point shot, which opened the scoring. Then in the second at the 10:26 mark, Tremblay, there was a nice little dig off the back wall and came out to the low slot, and she was able to pop it home. And then finally, LaForge with an absolute clapper made it a 3-0 score at 19:25 mark. Tremblay cuts down the wall to the net, kicks off, and Mahoney freezes it. So Mahoney stops the play, minute 2 into the third. And face-off will come to her right side. It's going to be Sano and Tremblay once again. Again, one more matchup. It'll be in the 16Us after this one. It'll wrap out weekend here on Canton Ice House's red rank. Sano down the left wing wall, going to dump it in using the paddle de Alessandro. Sano, that hits the twine. Tremblay will start the rush out of her zone. The stretch pass up ice. Cutting on in. That one stolen aside from Zoe Charland. Towards center. Fed her off over the red line. Got away from Graff. And Junior Flyers are going to opt for a change. 1:40 into period 3. Tremblay getting over center. In the zone. Backside left wing. Shot across. Deposited in behind the net. And now Stanstead trying to make the change of their own. Now Wentz down on the knee. Yo-yoed out towards center, and now here's going to be a change. Coming up, low slot, and missed. Oh, good opportunity there for Claire Stewart. Comes Stanstead again to the circle. Really Chenier walking that tightrope behind the net. Forced out up top, and they want the slap shot attempt. Hits a body, the spin around, and Mahoney going to freeze it. Good look there to deny Lavoie. So face-off will be in the offensive zone. This one, trying to come on goal. Instead pops off the boards. Stretch pass couldn't find Downs. It is going to be a delayed offside. Brought up the far wall, swerving to the middle. Lavoie will turn around on back. Zenin going to try to find some room. Swatted over, and a little bit too much mustard on it for LeBrecq. Towards center, 6:50 to go. Zenin will send it in. Lost to the circle, and now again turn to the boards. Gets picked off in the slot. Now worked out the other way by Downs. Across the red line. Junior Flyers going to try to switch things up. Last play off the boards, gets loose. And we're going to get a whistle. So it looks like we got a penalty. Good to see the official talking and telling you what you got to clean up next go around. Runners in the box, cross-checking your call. And it is a Stanstead power play. Inside the zone, this one picked up. Tremblay working the wall. Shot out up top, now far circle, and can't find Tremblay up the gutter. Sanel filtered out, cross center. Penelope Lavoie gonna hold on. Tremblay, bullets over the center stripe, gonna get over the blue line, backside left wing, high slap, and that gets blocked. So that one gonna be freed up. Down the left side circle. Kick save. High slot, and there's a stop. So Mahoney making the save. Stanstead making a change. I'm going to be one back out towards center. Stanstead a little back and forth passing game. They got 58 to go on their power play. Elms will chase it back down to the right of her netminder. Mahoney's played a pretty good game for Philly, despite allowing the 3 goals. Made some real key saves to keep them in and even give them a chance. Off her pads, and speaking of that, tit-tat-toe, Stanstead gets another. It's 4-0. It'll be Berta Melzalay. His time will be 5:36. One more goal and Philly would find themselves in a running clock situation the rest of the way. Stanstead quick work in, weave up the board, Lornetz. Strasser put it on a tee through center. You got a penalty call coming behind the net. And been a very penalty-heavy game. Seems like they just keep flying. So it'll be for hooking. Stewart off in the box. Conversation going on with Chris Bauer in the Philly bench. Face off, steer back out to the blue line. That one into the wall. Under the blue line. And stand on that attempt. Stewart still in the box, another minute and 24 for hook in. Tremblay left side. Fed up top, and that's blocked on the way through. And that gets frozen now by Mahoney. Minute 10 left on the Stanstead power play. Trying to force that one loose. Trexelius. Now here's a race. Sano. Chance down the right wing side. Leaves to the high slot, and De Alessandro going to hold on. Zenin will get over the center stripe. Crossing the blue line. Sano over center, banks it in. Your Flyers doing a real good time, running some clock timeout. And now the officials again going to call a penalty. Calling just about everything in this one after the officials have been pretty loose and lenient all weekend long. So Colby cross-check, and it'll be on the forwards for second time sitting today. So the even strength for 31 seconds, and then the Flyers will have an abbreviated power play chance. Cranked on goal, and De Alessandro steers it away. Sticked in, going to get out towards center. Gets lost along the boards, now out to the line. Takes a hop, and here goes nothing. Rudder in a 2-on-1. Rudder to the net, and De Alessandro said no. 7 seconds left in the 4v4. Put in deep, and Sharpie gave around. Stewart comes out, and Junior Flyers are going to be on the power play here for the next minute 22. 11:45 to go in regulation. They trail by a 4-zip score. Rudder, the stretch pass was too much, and it will go for an icing. So that'll leave a minute and 12 on the penalty. Off the wall. Drexelius. Spun off the boards. Put across center, now over the blue line, backside left wing. Hits the glass and going to get back over center again. Drexelius with 11:10 to go. Rudder gets over the blue line, going to come over center again, over the line. Rudder loses the edge here, back into the cross. Drexelius cuts up through neutral. Leeds finds Rudder. Martinez lost the edge here. Back across center. 15 seconds left, and then the forwards will be out and we'll be back at even strength. Ford's going to jump out. We are indeed back to 5-on-5. 10:18 to go. Another minor. Tremblay is heading off here for Stanstead. So Philly right back on the power play. And the penalties just keep on coming. So the officials having a conversation and the two teams meeting at their benches. The Junior Flyers just do it their way. They spent a lot of time there at the bench, and everybody else was ready to go, but finally they're back out here. Skating up across here, they come 2-on-2. Stanstead short-handed. Their captain, one of their biggest penalty killers in Tremblay in the box. Sano breaks over the center stripe. Lost it to the wall, and she's laid out. All the way up ice it comes, and icing gets waved off. Officials just keep calling penalties, making this game last just a little bit longer. McGonigal could hear some of the displeasures at that last call on Tremblay, as everybody just seems to be a little bit exasperated at how the penalties keep stacking up. Rides the side wall all the way down the ice sheet. Down to 1:12 left on the Junior Flyer power play. Machit set this one up as here they come. Through neutral, going to break over center. Martinez up to God. Backside left wing circle, drop feed behind her. Comes down to the zone. Here's a chance the other way for LeBrecq, and now she got tied up, so she drills it back out up top, and slow dribbler held. 9:01 left. So we'll have an offensive zone draw here for Stanstead. Corner, that's lofted back out through center once more. Chased down and ripped up to the red line. Thompson at blue. Rudder going to dart in backside and steered away to the corner. Kicked down and out through neutral territory. Dredselli is going to hold between the circles. Thompson gets across the center stripe. Lost that one to the boards. And now gypped the other way. Penalty going to be winding out on Tremblay as the door's going to open and she'll be free. And we are back to 5-on-5 with 8:13 to go. Buried from the back of the left circle. Penelope Lavoie. 11:48 mark. So now it'll be running time. And Strasser forces it off the board's far side. Trickles all the way back down, and Mahoney freezes up. Strasser wins the draw there for the Junior Flyers. Went out to the neutral zone. Down, lost the edge here. It continues to fight, but Stanstead intercepts, downs, and again given away. And we're going to get a hit behind the net. So we'll see a penalty here on Stanstead. And we'll get one on the Junior Flyers as well, so it'll be 5v5. Going to be a hooking call on Strasser. And Julia Sharpie takes a cross check. Face off, one on back. On the backhand, that's picked off. Here they come with some authority on the giddy up cross center. Set up here, 6:05 left. Out up top and can't hold the edge. Tivy Blue going to track it down. She'll force up across the line. A little hit in neutral, no penalty. Stirs, drop behind her, 5:45 to go. Takes a bounce through neutral ice. Mahoney with some robbery. Just north of 5 minutes left to play in this third period. Face off to Mahoney's left here in the offensive zone. Zanin loses the edge on that. LeBreck in the opposite side corner. This one going to be kicked at. Up to the middle, and McGonigal going to be hit down. No penalty call. And now we're going to get one. So Unibro Grennan heads in the box. That gets blocked. Whipped up through the lanes. Neutral will come up the ice. And that's an icing. Of a center ice face-off. Now under 4 minutes to go. A little bit of confusion there. Drexelius at the red line and elevates it down to the corner. Whipped off the boards and Sano. Ripped up the ice and Drexelius going to work hand over hand. Past Thompson it goes. Chanel can't set up. Thrown down the ice sheet. Takes a couple of skips. Downs trying to come up the ice sheet. Rudder almost lost the edge. Again, Rudder quickly tied up. Mach it over the line. 3 minutes left. All the way up the ice and no icing. Got 13 seconds left. Call on Grennan. Give it away. High slot to Chance. And Mahoney kicks it away. That one's fumbled between the circles. Junior Flyers going to crash it for the putt. 2:30 to go. Rudder over center. Coughed this one up. Downs. Trying to find Mache. But Gonigal surges up there. Shot up the ice sheet. And that's going to be an icing. It's 2 and some change up there. It'll be under 2 minutes to go when this puck is dropped. Quick shot off the draw. Spun out of there. Claire Stewart's had a couple of good rippers on goal today. Just hasn't been able to bury one. Off the wall, Strasser trying to settle it down. McGonigal right wing wall. Can't center. Again, McGonigal tries that wraparound and no jam home. Strasser, now Federoff at the blue line. A roller, McGonigal, taking that hit. Lost through center. McGonigal holding on. Philly will pick up some steam. Stanstead going side. Lavoie over the line. Jammed around down at the blue line. And that'll be nice. Face off right side of Mahoney. This could be the final draw or one of the final draws. Trickles left side corner. Stanstead going to get an early Christmas present to get out of here with a shutout, pending a miracle in the last 22 seconds. Takes a hop in front. Dretzelli should try to clear the zone. Set up in neutral. Pass off the boards. Turned. They were trying to clear the zones. Again, he'll take a hop, and Mahoney kept it out of there. Racing forward along the boards was Mortazavi, and that is indeed going to do it. Stanstead's got the shutout. D'Alessandro, the clean bid. And 5-0 is your final in this one. 5 different goal scorers for Stanstead, and again, they claim the victory, 5-0. Thanks for watching this one, and thanks so much for supporting all weekend long here in JWHL Canton. Stanstead, your victors, 5-0. We'll see you back here for the next one.